Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming, and for those of you who are listening, welcome to ITT Corporation's booth at the 2011 WEFTEC. I hope all of you have had a chance today to look around at the technology that we have that covers transport, treatment, test, dewatering. Please, in the course of the show this week, take a look around, talk to our folks, and if you haven't had a chance, I would also encourage you to go on the iPad tour. You touch these things, you see everything we have, and certainly our new products for WEFTEC 2011 are posted on there as well. You're a special group this afternoon because you're attending the last, I've been to about 10 WEFTECs, and you're attending the last ITT news conference at WEFTEC ever. And to help explain why that is, I'm going to introduce the president of ITT's Fluid and Motion Control, Ms. Gretchen McLean.
Thank you. I know it's been a long day, but it's probably been a very exciting day. I know it's exciting here for us for ITT and our soon-to-be new name, Xylem. We're really, really excited. I'm glad you could all join us here today. First of all, thank you, and I hope you are enjoying your day here at WEFTEC, and I'm glad you stopped here to talk to us. We're really, really excited. I think all of you know ITT. You know ITT in terms of we've been playing in the water industry for over 100 years, and we have very strong, highly sought-after brands in the marketplace in the countries around the world, 150 countries we serve, and we've got a strong, strong network of sales folks and distributors out there helping our customers deal with the most complex water and wastewater issues. And so what I want to say is, yes, last time you're here from ITT, but it's still a well-established company that we have, and we're now a new name, Xylem. And we're really excited about the name. For those of you who probably have been following this, but Xylem is a Greek name. It basically stands for the tissue that transports water in a plant. And we really like that because it represented who we are. And it represents us in several ways. And the fact that some of the best designs come from Mother Nature. And we believe in our engineering capabilities, our understanding of our customers' deep needs, and having been in the industry for quite some time, our ability to bring the best technologies together to bring the right applications to our customers. And my hope is you're seeing that come alive today as we've been able to launch some new innovations, new product developments, and I'll talk just a little bit more about where we're headed. But we couldn't be more excited and more thrilled. Strong company, strong technologies, strong talent, and now we're one company with one singular focus, a pure play around water. We're just under $4 billion strong in revenue. We play in the transport, treatment, and tests, so the critical assets to have a look at the cycle of water, to really be able to complete the cycle of water. And we all know the challenges facing the world around water, and we also know that water issues are very, very local and have to be addressed at the local issue. Our customers are deep in terms of addressing issues around energy efficiency, around how they can reuse water, and that's what we think we're all about. And with our ability to integrate the strong positions that we have today and leverage that breadth, we think we'll continue to be able to bring brand new solutions to to our customers. Today was a good example. We had the opportunity to showcase some new innovation, and I'll let Mike and Chris talk a little bit more about that. But that's what we're about: creativity, innovation, adapting technology to be able to address local issues for our customers. The other area we want to continue to drive that in is not only doing this by ourselves, and you see it on our tagline with Xylem, Let's Solve Water. It's about partnering with others and bringing the best technologies, whether we own them or someone else owns them, but marrying together to be able to bring that to the market. And I'd like to just mention a partnership we've got with GE where we're taking their world-class technologies with our world-class channel to the market to be able to help customers with their issues around water and wastewater. We're truly excited about that. And I'll let Mike talk, highlight that a little bit more. But I'd also like to recognize our GE partner here today, Guttenberg, who I think is standing right over here, who we're more than thrilled about talking more about this partner, and we'll be highlighting it at the WEFTEC show coming up in a couple of weeks. So the other area that we're doing, so new products, partnerships. We obviously have all heard about our watermark activities and how we're doing not more than just economic value, but how we bring that social value and have that higher ambition to be able to create new opportunities in the world and our communities in which we live. And then the last part is acquisitions. I think you've all been watching Xylem, watching ITT, as we've continued to acquire and broaden our portfolio. And we have some exciting things that we've done recently with the acquisition of Godwin, which has really expanded us into dewatering, and the acquisition in analytics, where we've had recently several acquisitions that I'll let Chris talk a little bit more about it. So it's exciting times. I ask you guys to continue to watch with us, work with us. We look forward to telling our story, but we're a well-established company coming out with a brand new name with a little bit more excitement and spirit in our stride. So let me turn it over to Mike Krukenbrod, who will talk a little bit about what we're doing in the water, wastewater area.
Great. Thank you, Gretchen.
Water solutions, I forgot.
My name is Mike Krukenbrod, and it's really exciting for me to be here. I want to, representing some of the leading brands in the wastewater space: Flight, Godwin, Leopold, Sanitaire, WEFTEC. I think all of those are fantastic leading brands, and under Xylem, bringing that all together is really exciting for us. I hope you had the opportunity to, earlier today, to listen to a little bit about some of the advances that we're bringing. Flight Experior, for example, was introduced today, and we're really excited about that in the sense that it brings the advancement in hydraulics, energy efficiency, and intelligence and controls, all in the wastewater space for management. And so it's not just a pumping solution, but it's an integrated solution, and we're really excited about that advancement here today. Also, we're excited about the launch of Godwin NC. This is a great example of how two leading global brands, Godwin and Flight, come together to bring world-class hydraulics with world-class portable pumps. And so together, the power of bringing that under one umbrella really shows its face in that technology advancement. But we're not just here to talk about pumps, because we also have great brands and capabilities in our treatment, with the Leopold, Sanitaire, and WEFTEC. And there's a lot of new technology that we're demonstrating here on that, so that's really exciting for us to be showing forward. But the other thing that we're bringing, obviously, is analytics, and that's what Chris is going to talk to you a little bit more, because that gives us the whole capability that Gretchen talked about for transport, treatment, and test. So with that, Chris, I'll introduce you to talk a little bit more about analytics. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. So welcome everybody to WEFTEC, and welcome to LA. I'm Chris McIntyre, and I'm going to talk about analytics. Mike talked about transport, treatment, and test. Last year, ITT acquired Nova Analytics and subsequently OI Analytics and added the test component to the business. And so those three components give us the ability to provide our customers with solutions end-to-end in all of their applications in water, from pumping it, moving it, treating it, and testing it. So last year, I talked a bit about how excited the brands that make up analytics were to be here. So we're also a business of strong brands. You can see these brands on the floor. You can see them on the banner. You can see them on the wall. WTW, OI Analytical, Royce Technologies, Global Water. Those businesses were introduced to you in this booth at ITT last year. The innovation continues as part of ITT. The WTW brand is bringing a full new range of benchtop meters today, our INOLAB range of benchtop meters. They're also showing a new wastewater online product that uses spectral UV-Vis technology right in the wastewater stream. So those folks are here. I invite you to see them and see what they can do and hear about those applications. In addition to the innovation and the new products, I'm thrilled to be able to talk about our latest acquisition in analytics, YSI. YSI is a business that those of you who have been covering WEFTEC, I'm sure know and have heard. 6 weeks ago, we closed on that acquisition. So the YSI team is here with us. They're here in our booth as well as in their own booth just behind our booth. The YSI business coming together with analytics really increases our footprint in this world. So the resulting analytics business with YSI has revenues on an annual basis of over $300 million. There's 1,200 people now in this business thinking about and focusing on analytics and bringing solutions to our customers every single day. That business YSI brings us an additional range of capability that we simply didn't have before. We were very, very focused on wastewater, water, sensor networks in a wastewater facility. YSI brings us outdoor field sensor networks. Applications are very, very broad. We're talking about long-term deployments sitting in the Hudson River, as an example, monitoring those waters, making sure that environmental remediation doesn't further impact the environment. We're talking about de-icing of airplanes and making sure that those de-icing fluids don't run off into the waters, for example, outside of LaGuardia. So 2 buoys sitting out there monitoring that. We're talking about these sensor network applications that take what we do at analytics right out to where it needs to be measured, take lab technology and accuracy and put it right where it needs to be. It's very exciting to see this business growing at such a great pace. So I recognize a lot of the folks and a lot of the faces from last year, and I had the opportunity to talk to you. And I left you with a thought last year. I said, you know what, keep an eye on us and pay attention. A lot's going to happen here in the next year. I hope you were paying attention. Right? We did our OI Analytics acquisition, we did YSI, and the thought I want to leave you with now, here at the end of the show, it's the same advice to pay attention, but don't just pay attention to analytics, pay attention to Xylem. Watch what happens with Xylem over the next year, because the same sorts of exciting things that have happened in the past year are only going to be accelerated as we go forward. So thank you for your time. Tom.
Thank you, Chris. So that's the end of our prepared statements. We'll open it up for questions, and while you think of what your questions are going to be, I just want to introduce 2 of my colleagues who I would also like you to get familiar with. My name, again, is Tom Glover. I will be your primary contact on things concerning Xylem Inc., or the corporate office of Xylem. Andy Hilton is back here. Can you raise your hand, please? He is the head of communications for our water solutions business, and he'd be happy to help you in any of your questions around there. And Lisa Natoli, is Lisa here? There she is. Lisa is the lead communications person for our analytical instrumentation business. So I think most of you know them. I know that all of you are familiar with our friends at Scott Partners, and they are happy to help you arrange any of the information tours through the booth over the next couple of days. So we will officially spin off on October 31st. The stock starts trading on November 1st. So as Chris said, watch us for Xylem. Do we have any questions from any of you in the audience? We were that thorough in the information distribution. That's not a bad thing. I will tell you one thing, because there hasn't been a lot of attention over here, but if you really are looking for an interesting story also, we happened to bring our solar-powered rain barrel. If you haven't had a chance to look at that, I would encourage you to do so over the next couple of days. We have one of our colleagues here. It's an interesting thing. 8 hours of sunlight allows you to water your garden with the same force that comes out of the hose on your municipal water system. Any other questions? Yes? All right, I'll repeat the question, and I'll let Gretchen answer. The question is, how are our product brands going to be addressed going forward, Gretchen?
Yeah. So our product brands, as I mentioned, have been in the marketplace for so many years. They mean a lot to our customers, and they will continue to mean a lot to our customers, and they will be maintained. What we want Xylem to be is known as a company dedicated, united around water, dedicating our technology, our time, and our talent around the issues facing our customers. So Xylem will be a company name. It clearly was with our brands. We will have our brand, a Xylem brand, going forward. So we want to connect them so people see us as a bigger company, using that technology and that knowledge of our customer to really bring better solutions. So that's how we intend to go forward. Keep those strong brands in the marketplace, but leverage us as a strong company. Great question.
Any other questions?
Back here.
Yes.
Okay, the question was geographically where are the biggest opportunities. Like I mentioned, we're in 150 countries today. If you look at our revenue coming out of Xylem, 65% of our revenue is international. So it's 39% in Europe, 35% in the U.S., and the rest of it is in the rest of the world. 18% in emerging markets. Clearly significant growth in the emerging markets, and we've got a very much of a focus in Latin America, in China, in India, areas that we think will continue to grow, economies of the future that need technology and solutions that we have. But we also have a very nice presence in the established regions. Because of the install base, because of the brands that we've had and being in the market, a key focus for us growing is being able to make sure we've got the right services and solutions there. And Godwin, for example, great service company. Their responsiveness, their ability to work in a model that's 24/7, which is different than what we were across the board, is going to help us be more responsive and more adaptive to be able to serve our customers on a services capability and take very nice presence in our install base that we have today. So we're looking at very different applications in terms of where we have organic growth, and then you're going to continue to see, inorganic growth where it makes sense to continue to drive that strategy. So we'll focus on those key emerging markets, but take care of the presence that we've got right where we stand. Great question. Question? Are there any emerging markets in North America? Let me answer it this way. There are attractive growing markets in the established regions. So in the Americas, in Europe. And I'd argue today, as we all think about the issues around water, we all know the water demand is doubling. And it doubles every 20 years if you take the data that's out there. Reuse is going to be critical. So being able to bring applications around reuse and be able to address our customers' need where they can use water again in a different application before it gets returned to the environment is critically important growth. Another area where we play right now is in the fracking in the Americas. Our dewatering team is doing phenomenal growth there with being able to bring the water to and taking water away and taking trucks off of the road, which is very inconvenient for the communities. Very nice growth area. And Chris's team is obviously bringing all kinds of instrumentation into the pools, the ponds, the river streams to make sure that the contaminants are not making their way into the water. So a very nice, attractive, which I would say, growing area in the established regions. Just two examples. I'm sorry, repeat it?
You're looking at fantastic achievement and growth and development in what is a very challenging global economic climate. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, so we're talking about good growth in a very tough, uncertain economic condition. I think it comes down to a couple things. One, it's this team and the team that we've got around the world that stays very close to their customers. You've got to be out there, you've got to be talking. You can't just be thinking you've got a product and hand it off to your customer and go off and work in next technology. It's that in-depth knowledge of our customer that I think you marry that with our unique assets, having a leadership position in the market, having the brands that are known in the industry, being local yet global in terms of the way we approach things, and then you ultimately take a world-class, high-performing culture. You marry those three together, we're one of a kind. That's what keeps us growing. Obviously keeps us on our toes, makes us decide where we've got to stay focused, and then also areas that we don't necessarily focus on so we can really do something really big here. Great question. Question back here?
Yeah, you mentioned you were keeping the brands. Vision, anything changing about the go-to-market strategy?
Okay.
And then, other than some additional overhead, do you think more broadly anything will change operationally?
Sure. Question is, brands and then also going to market, does that change in anything from an operations perspective? Yes, we're one company in terms of Xylem. We're always going to look at our whole organization, our portfolio, and so forth. Brands are important. They're important to our customers. Channels to the market has been what has made us successful today. And if you look at our network of our channel, I'd say it's a very nice balanced network. We go with our direct sales, which is about 1,800 sales team strong, and then we have our independent distributors, 2,800 independent distributors. That has made us successful today. There are certain markets today that we don't have channels. So how do we add channels? Will we go direct, or will we actually acquire some channels that will help us? Those are decisions that we'll be making going forward. In some areas, as we've worked together and we've combined our businesses in terms of better knowledge, we've aligned a sales channel and used a common sales channel where it made sense. But across the board, we're not saying one channel to the market, by no means. It's a very fragmented market. There's huge opportunity, and I think we've got the knowledge base to make those right decisions going forward. From an operational perspective, you know, as we split from ITT, we've had to make some changes in terms of our footprint. For example, we shared a manufacturing facility in India, and so we are actually setting up another facility in India so that one goes with the industrial business, the other one will be aligned specifically to Xylem going forward. So some modifications there. We'll leverage our global breadth where it makes sense to be able to get some cost benefit, but we'll stay separated if it makes the most sense so that we can stay adaptive and really responsive to our customers. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it. Get a chance to come visit tomorrow and spend some time with our sales folks. They can tell you a lot about what we're doing, and actually we'd love to hear what's on your minds. Thank you.